It's being recorded. I'm sorry, I forget that I should have started recording since. Okay. All right. Okay. Here, uh, I was telling you about my friend, and he told him that he was asked in specific, did you test the relationship between your moderator and the DV? The guy said no. So then the person the reviewer said, if you tested the relationship between trust and use, I will give you major correction. But if you don't test, okay, you have the minor go, congratulations. In his own way, there's a lot of people that go against testing the relationship between moderator and DV. And there are some who said, okay, I have another person again also that said that tested it, and okay, he did not test it. He went for his Viva. His reviewer asked him to test it. You know, subjective nature of our academic. So you do the right thing and pray for the best. Inshallah, Allah will.
But then there's no kind of like a majority opinion on that,
No, no, majority opinion
whether
don't
to
report.
test it direct or not. Don't report.
Yeah,
Okay.
don't test.
Don't test. Okay, fine.
Majority don't
Mm,
test. But if you test,
okay.
there are some people that say you can test, no problem.
Okay.
Because the reason is that we don't want to know whether it's significant or not. Whether it's significant or it's not significant, whether it's positive or it's not positive, we don't care. All what we
Mm.
care is the interaction term significant?
Significance, yes. Okay.
Yeah, that's all we need. That is why it's not
Okay.
even necessary. It's not necessary to test it anyway. But if you test it
Okay.
as a part of your hypothesis, okay. So now, what can we do to show that we have moderation here? Is to create the interaction term. When we say interaction term, what we mean is that is something like we are multiplying security and trust, or we are combining the security and trust, and then we use that combination to predict use. That is something like that. In other words, we say security multiplied by trust. The result we get, now we say we relate the result to the DV. Okay, something like that. Let's do it practically. Maybe you will understand it better. Okay, how are we going to do that multiplication if multiplication? Because we use a product indicator, it's called just a multiplication. Okay, we now do it this way. We right click on the DV, the DV, or our DV here is used. We right click on the DV, we go up and see add moderating effect. Then you click add moderating effect. So when you click add moderating effect, then it will bring you here where you can change the mode. Okay, the next thing you do is you now choose what is your moderator. In our own case, our moderator is trust. And what is our dependent variable? Our independent variable, sorry, is one of them is authentication. So now here you have some choice here to make. There is what you call product indicator. That's what is called two-stage. That's what is called orthogonalization. Product indicator, what it does is that it will multiply each items of your IV and the items of your moderator. Each items. Okay? While two-stage, it's only multiplying something like a mean. It's not mean, but latent score. We call it latent score of your IV and moderator, then it will multiply it. While orthogonalization, it only multiply what they call unexplained variable, residuals, what remain out of your construct that is not uh, measured. Then orthogonalization use that unexplained variance. It multiplies the unexplained variance. But there is way you can do it. You can look at it this way. Okay. Or let's try it one by one and see the effect it will have. The first one, we want to use product indicator. We will do it all of them. Then we'll tell you which one should you go and which one should you not go. Okay. Then we choose product indicator. We leave it. Okay. If you are using product indicator, you use unstandardized. Then we say unstandardized. Then we keep. Now you have one something very unique variable coming out, and this is what is called the moderator. Okay, this is what called the moderating effect. That is the interaction term. This interaction term, if you look at what is, there must be something inside because there is plus, and that is something is added inside. We want to see what is inside. Okay, then let's show it. Okay, okay. Can you move it this way and see? Okay, so now you look at it. We are multiplying. This is authentication. All the items of trust and the items authentication are multiplied. Then they are grouped into one. I don't know if you understand this one. This is what is called product indicator. Okay. Okay. We take this one. This one we don't need it. Okay. Then okay, we test using a two-stage. Two-stage, I told you, it multiplied the composite, that is a Latin variables cost, something like if you know how to compute mean. When you have 10 items, you want to compute mean, you will have one mean. So something like that. But in PLS, they call it latent variables cost. In that when you are using two-stage, the computer multiplied this latent variables cost, something like that. The trust is our mediator, and the independent variable is authentication, for example, and we go for two-stage. In two-stage, you leave it as standardized. Okay, then we say okay. Now, when we check what is inside, look at what inside. It's only two, meaning that they are multiplying the scores of security and score of trust. Unlike if you are using uh, unlike if you are using product indicator. All right. That's it. And next is when you are using. When you are using, when you add moderating effect and you now say, okay, what's the moderating effect is security, trust, then authentication, then we go for orthogonalization. You see, I told you when you go for orthogonalization, we are talking about the unused variance. This the computer, oh no, the software multiply the unused variable, the unused residuals, I call it residuals, something like that. When you see see what's inside, you click and you see this one is different from that one. Okay, it used only the unused, not multiply. Sorry, it only used the unused variable, the unused variance. Okay, all this is something that you don't need to know it to do all the analysis, but we are telling you so that you can know some basic about it. Okay, so this is it. Okay, so we are going to model our model. We want to put it as a we want to include the moderating effect. How? As I told you, we go you add, then we go to, we want to use trust. So here, we want to take, okay, the first one, we want to use authentication. Okay, because we are having only direct relationship. Okay, we don't have, we are not using categorical variables. That is, we don't use categorical variables such as gender, age, education. We are not using it. Trust is also continuous variable. In that case, we don't use product indicator. If we have categorical variables such as gender, we use product indicator. If we have what's the name, construct that is formative, we use two stage. Or if we have a direct relationship that is reflective, we use orthogonalization, something like that. Maybe I can let me one statement very good here that I'm trying to find out. I'll tell you more about it. Please give me 1 minute. Let me get it for you. I'm sorry, 1 minute, 1 minute. Okay, okay, close that, close that, close that, close that. Sorry. Okay. No, I cannot find it. Okay. Okay, that is this one. If you are using, if you have a higher order construct, it is better if you use two stage. If you have higher order, or if you have construct formative in your model, you better use two stage. If you have what the name, if you have reflective, you better, it's better if you use orthogonalization. And if you have what the name, your variable is categorical, okay, you use product indicator, as the case may be anyway. But because our own now is we have what's the name, our own is wait,
Formative.
yeah, we are using all formative construct.
Sir,
So in this case, we can now use orthogonalization. Yes.
sir, sorry, if you have second order and reflective.
Yeah, you can use two stage.
Okay, sir.
Yes, you can use
Thank
two
you, sir.
stage. And by the way, you sometime you can use the both of them. You can try and use them. Whichever gives you result, just do it. I see some people using the same way. They just try and see. They put all the three. Whichever gives them the best result, they will just use it. But this is the issue. If you are using, you should know what you are doing. And whenever you are using a product indicator, you make sure that you use unstandardized. When you are using two stage, try and use mean center. If you are using autocorrelation, make sure you use standardization, standardized, or you use mean center. But in the case of weighing mode, you just leave it as automatic. You don't need to change anything. Okay, let me admit this guy come in. Okay, that is it. So in this case, we are going to use orthogonalization here. Our first moderator is trust. Our first IV is in authentication. Now we say okay. So okay, now moderating effect one. So in this case, we want to change the name because it's already what, moderating effect of what, we don't know. So because we want to, sorry, because we want to differentiate it between them, all of them. We have to rename them, and how we should be naming them immediately. We put it. That's one by one. In this case, we are going to rename this one. You right click as I told you, or you press F2. It will give you say rename. Now, what you should do is now, because it's authentication, you put AUT and then multiplied by trust, TRUST. Okay. Now you say okay. So now when we are doing whatever you're doing, we know this is the relationship. We want to see the effect of trust between authentication and use. That is one. We do the same to all of them. And now we say this one trust. The next is privacy. We organization. Okay. Standardize. Okay. Okay. None. Nice. Okay. We leave this one. Okay. Now this one we also rename it as what's the name? Security, right? Wait. I'm not sure. Let me check. Okay. We cannot know it from here. Okay, okay, okay. Privacy. Okay, so now we say we rename. We say passive privacy multiplied by trust. Okay, this is it. Okay, so we've done this one. Then we move on to do the last one. We said add moderating effect. We now say trust our moderating effect. Moderator. Then the independent variable is now security. We now check for orthogonalization and we click OK. And this is the last one. Then here we also have to rename it, and we give it name as passive security multiplied by trust, TRUST. Okay. So in this case, now what you can see here, this unique variable, we call them what? Moderating effect or interaction effect. Do you understand? We are now looking at the interaction effect. These three are called now interaction effect. The other ones, they are all latent variables, your IB, your DB, your migrator. Now you have new variables called interaction effects. Okay, so through this interaction effect.
Sorry, sir. Hello,
Yeah.
can I ask? In this model already, trust is modeled as an IV to use. And based on what you said before about your friend's story, that we should not test a direct relationship between the moderator and the DB. Is it okay if we put it like this? The presence of this will not affect the model?
No, it will not.
Because it's like trust is now an IV to use, and still it's the moderator.
No. See, you don't remove it because it's already moderator. Okay. We are only talking about your hypothesis.
Okay.
Yeah, but if you are running, it must be there.
Okay, it has to be just like an IV.
Yeah. Exactly, it must be there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But you don't care whether it's significant or not.
Okay. Understand.
Yeah. What you care is now this
the interaction terms.
Interaction terms, exactly.
Okay. Good. Thank you.
Yes. So now we have done the interaction. What we want to know is the direction of the interaction. Okay, interaction term must always be positive. Do you understand? We don't, if it's negative.
No, I don't. I didn't get it. I have not got it. So
yeah. What I'm saying is interaction term must be positive, not negative. It's not like the relationship. We want to test the relationship between security and use, whether it's negative or positive. Yes, it's okay, as we hypothesize. But Our hypothesis in moderation is always that we want to either strengthen or weaken. So the interaction term must be positive. That's what I'm saying. The interaction term, that is the relationship between PS multiplied by security to use, must be positive, not negative. If negative, just forget it, it's not significant. It's not supported. Do you understand? All right. So now we have.
Sir, so whether the variable before has a negative relationship with the DD, still we expect positive from the interaction term.
Yeah, because see, we want to see whether it's significant or whether it's
Okay.
it's significant or not significant.
Yes,
Whether it's
okay,
supported
okay.
or unsupported. You don't need to
Okay.
have negative relationship, negative beta value. Yes,
Beta value, okay.
yes.
Okay.
The beta value should be positive.
Positive. Okay.
Yeah, it should be positive. Yeah,
Okay.
maybe unless in some certain circumstances where maybe, but I don't see that kind of circumstance. I have never come across or thought that some if you have negative beta value and the
Interaction
relationship
term.
between interaction and the use, you still can. No, no, no. Yeah, because
Okay.
ideally it doesn't make sense because you are not
Mm.
testing the direct relationship.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, you are testing to see if it increases the relationship and it's negative. What can you do then?
Then it doesn't.
All right. So this is how it is. Then the thing that we do is we just click, we start calculating. We now say calculate, we now go to PLS algorithm and we start. All right. This is what we found. Okay. When you look at the authentication trust to use is the beta value is 0.0296. The beta value of the interaction term PP to use is 0.125, while for PS is negative. Okay, so in this case, we don't expect the relationship between passive security and the use to be moderated by trust because it's already negative beta value.
So if it is negative, what does it refer to?
Yeah,
What does it
you
imply?
just report it not supported.
Not supported.
Yeah,
The negative one, the negative result means that not support. The hypothesis not
yeah,
supported.
it's just not supported. Forget it.
And in other words, the security, the perceived security, does not have any interaction with the trust.
No, there is interaction with the trust. No, no, no. What are you saying? No, no, no. We are not talking about interaction with the if a relationship between security and trust. There is no. No, no, no. We are not talking about the relationship here between security and trust.
But what we are talking about?
We are talking about the interaction term, security and trust on use, not security on trust.
Yeah, security and trust, the
On,
influence of both, the impact of both security and trust on
yeah,
use.
you take it something like that, exactly. So you don't need it to be.
So in this case, in other words, the hypothesis of security, the impact of security and trust on use is not supported.
Yeah, see,
just to put it like this.
No. Put it this way: the moderating effect of trust on security and use is not supported.
Okay.
Yeah, that is so. That is it.
Okay.
When you look at this, okay, we have already excluded one moderation hypothesis. Now we have two, but we don't know whether they are also significant or not. We only have the beta value. The beta value tells us whether the direction negative or positive. So since they are all, two of them are positive, now we conclude that two of them might moderate, but we are not sure. Then we have to run PLS bootstrapping to see whether it is significant or not significant. Okay, let's try and see what will happen. Then we say calculate, bootstrapping, then we go here. You remember I told you moderation is always 110. So you have to check here 110. So you now say start calculation. Because if you put it to tail, meaning that you stop from security, trust model, the relationship between security and use. You stop there. That is to tell. Well, it's wrong. You have to tell us the direction you want, and that's why you will give it one tail. You have to just say like such that the relationship will be stronger when trust is high. That is when we know where you are heading to. Okay? Or you say such that the relationship will be weaker if trust is introduced. Something like that. Meaning that you have to state categorically that this is where you are heading to. You don't leave us in a cloud. So it's still coming because that is the two things. If you are
Sir,
using, if you are wait, if you are using orthogonalization, and if you are using product indicator, it takes time before it finishes. The reason is that it is talking. It has a lot of multiplication to do. But when it comes to maybe we try using two stage, you will see in less than 1 minute it will finish. Okay, somebody want to say something?
yes, sir. Actually, in this case, sir, I have in my model mediation and moderation, mediator as well, moderator.
Mm-hmm.
So, as you said, we have to use with the moderation one tail.
Yes.
However, with the mediation, we have to use two tail. So, in my case, should I run the data for two models or one model?
Okay. See. Okay. In this case, you run the mediation first. You cannot run everything at once.
I cannot run all together in one
Everything at once. No. 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 You
because
can see. Wait. Direct relationship. You test direct relationship separately, right?
yes,
You don't test direct relationship with moderator. Do you?
no, I test the
Ah,
moderator between.
so in the same way, you test mediator before you introduce moderator. That is ideal.
Sorry, sir, I just want to say something. Actually, my
Mhm.
moderator it is between the mediator and the DV, not
Between,
between
see,
the
you don't,
mediator.
please. I am talking about the interaction term. These colored ones, you don't include them when you are doing mediation. When you finish mediation, then you include them. Do you understand?
It means I have to make sure to have two models.
Something like that, if you like. But see, in moderation, you don't need a model. It's only when you are testing the direct relationship that you need model. Because in mediation, you cannot see the result of mediation on the model. You have to go to report.
I see.
Yes, something like that. You cannot run them together because if you run them together, uh, that's going to be flaw because some of them, you see, this interaction term increase the value of the t statistic or beta value.
Uh, Sir,
So maybe if you put them, you will see it's high. And let me tell you, by the way, well, let me ask you, that's what they call R square included, R square excluded.
yes,
If you run them together, how are you going to get R square excluded?
I have no idea. But for instance, I met Dr. Francisc. If you know Dr. Francisc,
I know that
he
that's
said, in this case, we have to run the mediator and the moderator together because this is a function of PLS. Run everything together. So because he said, do you have two models or one model? He talked about the framework. I told him I only have one framework. He said, so why you want to have two models? Only one model, run all your data together. The moderator as well the moderating.
okay. So since you have another advice, you can go for it. But in my own case, I don't buy that idea. The idea is that if you are running them both, meaning that you are the R square is going to be, how are you going to interpret the R square? R square of all your model including is a moderator or excluding moderator. How?
That's a problem, sir. You are
Yeah,
right.
so please just okay, you follow what he said because he is more knowledge, he knows more than I know. Yeah, I know Francis is very good, so maybe he must have read somewhere, but that's what I understand as far as I'm concerned.
Okay, okay, sir.
Yes,
Thank you so much, sir.
yeah, that's good. So this one, now we look at the interaction term. Which one is significant? Which one is not significant? Which one is supported? Which one is not supported? You know there's difference between significant and supported, right? So which one is supported? Which one is not supported? Which one is significant? Which one is not significant? Any idea? No idea. Uh,
Yeah.
Authentication and trust are significant. I mean, privacy and trust are significant. Security and trust are significant. And I believe both, the three of them are significant.
no. Any other idea?
I think the first one, authentication and trust is not significant because the value is less than 1 is less than it's less than 1.64 for the one tail test
Yeah.
for authentication and trust.
Please go to-
For privacy and security, both the two are the first one, privacy and trust is significant because it's above 1.64. The other one, security and trust, is also not significant because it's less than 1.64 based on the one tail test critical key value.
Yes. So that is correct. We only have perceived privacy as significant in this case. Do you understand? Because we only have, we look at the beta value here.
Beta value.
Yeah, the beta value is 2.5 is greater than 1.96, 164, sorry, 110. But the remaining are all less than 1.64. So in that we conclude that is significant. But let's try and see if we use two stage, what will happen? Let's look at this one. We now the indicator are just very many. So we now if we now change it. The way we can change it, you can double click and it will bring you back to where you make the changes. Then you click two stage. If you like mean centered, then you double click this one too, and you change it. Double click and say two stage centered. Okay. Then you double click here, two stage. Okay. Then we run again, bootstrapping, and want to see. Just you will see very now it's finished. Why? Because we are only multiplying the scores of the two variables. Okay, so now, do you notice anything? You
Yes.
see? Now, authentication is now significant, but perceived privacy is not significant.
But security is also significant.
Yeah,
It's like you
security
can't see it otherwise.
yeah, it's significant but not supported.
Yeah.
The reason not supported is because it has negative beta value.
Is it negative?
Yeah, it's negative. You forget? Let me, okay, because it's very simple. You can run it. We run it. You see? The beta value is already negative.
Okay, okay, I saw it.
Yeah, so, and if we run bootstrapping, it gives us supported, but, no, significant. But because it has
Significant, but not
negative
supported.
beta value, it's not supported. Yes.
Then based on that, only authentication is significant and supported.
You say, sir?
I said based on this, only authentication and trust is significant and supported.
Yeah,
And
supported.
supported.
So
Okay.
if you that is it. So this is how you know you talk about mediation, moderation in your research. So if you need any other questions or any other guide, maybe you can contact me later, or you can consult other books, or you can watch video YouTube. You can understand it more. Okay, there is one more thing that we should talk about. Uh, Only this relationship significant, not significant is not enough. We have to show it on graph. That is what is called moderation graph. So how do you?
And sir, before you go to that, if here we have only trust as moderator, what if someone has more than one moderator in that model?
Okay,
Do
so
you do it separately?
Yeah,
or you do it together?
yeah. I have this. I attend one workshop with Program Maya. I believe then I could remember he was advising somebody that if you have two moderators or you have two DVs, you understand? If you have
Yes.
two moderators or you have two DVs, you split them, do it separately. You will get more results than combining them together.
Okay, so you should have two different models.
Yes, if you have two moderators, yeah,
or two
it's
DBs.
better you have
Okay.
two models.
Oh, okay, good.
Yeah,
good.
inshallah.
Doctor,
Okay, thank you.
how about of the DV is the second order?
If what?
How about if the DV is second order, has dimensions, and we have let us say two moderators. So the way we should to treat the moderators, is it same either with the first
Yeah, see, higher order is the same thing. Is normal construct. So you do the same way. No issue. In the same way. Yeah, when we get to there, when we're able to get to there, we still have 1.5 hours. I think we can reach there. When we reach, you will see it. Yes.
Okay.
So in this case, we want to see the if our moderation graph is it's telling us something different from what we see here. You cannot just judge from here unless you go there. How are you going to see this moderation graph? Is through here. Just run PLS algorithm, start calculation. Then when it finishes, the next thing is you now go to report. When you come to report, go the end. Just inside this quality criteria final result, go last item, you will see simple slope analysis. Then you click simple slope analysis. Okay. When you click simple slope analysis, this is what it gives you. Okay. By the way, the only graph you will consider is the one which is significant. Yeah, you don't need to talk about the one which is not significant, just forget it. In this case, we go back and look at which one is significant here is authentication and trust, right? Now we go back and look at the authentication. This one. Okay, this is the only one we want. So now we begin to interpret what it means. When you look down, you see red lines is talking when trust is low, and the blue line is talking about green lines is talking about when trust is high. So okay, let me show you. Let me share this screen with you. You see, okay. It's something look like this. Okay, uh, the green line it shows high level of moderator, while the red line in our own case, not this one, in our own case, the red line is shows low level of moderator. And how do we know that a moderator is supported or not, you look at the steepness of the line. Which one goes up? That is what you do. Is this the red that goes up, or is the red that goes down? Is it the blue, the green? Sorry, is it the green that goes up, or is it red that goes up? Which one has gone up more? That is the gradient, the stiffness of the gradients of the line. Stiffness. Okay. In this case, we already have thrust as significant. We look at the moderation graph. We found out that the line green line is steeper than the red line. In that case, we conclude that our moderation hypothesis is supported. I don't know, you understand? So in this case, this one, you don't need to even talk about them because they are all not significant, so you don't care about them. All you care is the one that is significant. You report only the chart that is significant. The one which is not significant, you forget it. Don't even report, don't care about report. This is all about moderation. Any question, ladies and gentlemen?
Okay, so still that now authentication and trust is significant and supported. How do we understand whether the relationship is strengthening compared to what we had before? I thought are we not comparing anything to know whether
don't compare. No.
Okay.
You are not comparing.
There's a sound. Okay, fine.
Yeah. You are not don't compare the.
Okay.
Maybe you are saying you want to compare the level of part coefficient before and after.
Yes, that's what I'm asking. Whether we do that.
No. Just look at that line. Is line going up?
Once it goes up.
Okay. Which one? Then it's okay. You now see it's strengthening the relationship such that your moderator the relationship is strong when
the moderator is high.
Yes.
And then when the hypothesis mentioned that the relationship will be weaker, then it means such interaction time will become low.
No.
How do you that?
See, when you say it becomes weaker, meaning that it's still significant. Okay, the interaction will still be significant.
Yeah,
you understand?
I mean, how do you identify that from the graph that is weaker?
Okay, the red line will go off more than the green line.
Other than green. Okay.
Yeah, so,
thank you.
Yeah,
thank you.
Okay, any other questions, gentlemen and ladies? Okay, in the absence of any other question, we move forward to another important segment of our workshop. Possibly it could be the last one, if not the second to the last. Okay, so we are going to the more complicated way of doing analysis. Very complicated, but if you put your concentration, you will definitely understand it. That is the issue of higher order model. When we say higher order model, we are talking about a construct that has many dimensions. A construct that is not one alone. It is attached to a more different aspect. In that, what we mean is that when a construct is multidimensional, meaning that only one dimension cannot measure it. So just like what we say about four P's of marketing, when you remove one out of the 4 P's, we can no longer call that construct marketing mix. Maybe we give it another different name. So since they are already together, they are measuring one construct called marketing mix. There is a way we can model them. 2 ways. If we like, we can test them directly. We want to see the effect of each one on the DB, for example. But if we don't want, we should be guided by literature anyway. We can model them as higher order, meaning that 3 in 1. Oh, okay, 4 in 1 in the case of marketing mix. We model it as higher order. In that case, we don't need to test the relationship between price to our DB or place to our DB. No, no, no. We want to see the relationship between marketing mix and DB. But we cannot take all the items of the four dimension and put it once and say we test. That one we are not doing a right analysis. So in that case, we model it as higher order. Okay, we have some more to see here. We say, okay. Okay, it's a higher order, or as you can, some people are calling it higher order, some people are saying second order, some people are calling it hierarchical component model. But if you call it higher order, second order, as if because we have third order, we have third order, fourth order. Okay, if you call this higher order, second order, then third order is what? So in that case, when you have this one, you call it either higher order or hierarchical component model. If you have 2 orders, then you call them higher second order. It's okay. But if you have more than 2, then you call it maybe third order. But the general name is higher order or hierarchical component model. Okay, it is a modeling approach of converging multiple latent constructs at higher level of prediction. A common threat, okay, at higher level predicting a common threat to simplify a complex model and the interpretation of statistical result. One of the main reasons for merging multiple constructs into a single higher order construct in research is to reduce the number of relationships in the model, making the PLS path model more theoretically parsimonious, and it reduces the model complexity. Okay, this is what we mean. Supporting this is our construct. Just consider this one as a construct that has 3 dimensions, and each dimension has 3 items. So, and we want to use this one. The first thing that we think is that, can we use it as differently, meaning that first one related to our DB, second one related to our DB, third one related to our DB. It will be how many hypotheses? 3. But if we decide to make it higher order, the hypothesis is going to be only 1. You understand? So that is that is how that is how we model it. So in this case, we are going to model this higher order, but before then, let's explain more. You will understand it better. Where is I'm using 2. Why am I using 2? Yeah, let's start. Okay, something. Okay, so when we are modeling higher order construct, before then, I will use one data because we don't have time. Maybe I will give you the data. You can use it later at home. So I am going to use a data that has more than 1 dimension. So, and how it's going to be, or maybe we can use the same data, something like that. We can model it. Okay, but the only problem is that we cannot give it name here. In that case, let's have something more realistic. Okay, we want to create model. The first thing that we say, we create model. We now give it.
Doctor, share your screen.
Okay, thank you. Okay. So we want to create a new model. In this case, we say create new project. Then we now give it, now we say Smart PLS, Smart PLS second higher order. Higher order. This is the name of our model. Okay. Smart PLS higher order 2021. This is the model, new model we created. Now, the next thing it will ask us, we are repeating what we did yesterday. We want to import data. Maybe we click here to import data. So we have a data that, okay, where is it? Data, okay, I think I have not saved it, have I? Data for PLS, data for dot for. Okay, please let me find it. I cannot remember which one is it. Okay. Can I see? Okay, can see. Okay, see UB1. Okay. So data for PLS third, fourth, 2021. That's the name of the data. Okay, data for PLS third. Okay, this one. Okay. So we want to use this data. Now we say open. It's opening. Then we leave it. Okay. We put okay. Then we wait. When it turns green, then we now say the data is okay. If it turns otherwise, then we have to know maybe there's problem with the data. Okay, so it turns green. Now we know that the data is okay for analysis. In this case, okay, can I check? Let me see. Okay, all right. All right, so that is that. This is the data, and then now we want to create a model using this new data we imported. Smart PLS as the name. Okay, so the next thing we do is we double click this one, the model. Then we want to create model. If you could remember, we have this one trust. Part of the model we have trust. This one we have here. Now we have intention. We have intention here. Here the next we have, okay, this trust will be part of this one. Okay, the next we have authentication also. Then authentication. Then the next we have passive security with how many items? 3 items. Now we go for passive security. We bring it out. Then we go for passive privacy. Then we put passive privacy. Or then we can rename them. We put this one to be a trust here. And trust. Okay. And this one we put it as to be intention. Intention. Okay. Or we can put this one to be security. Or put it security. Okay. This one is okay, security. Okay. Then the next we put this one to be privacy. Privacy. Okay. This one is privacy. Then the last one is authentication. Then we put authentication. Okay. All right. So the next is use. So, but in this model, the use has 3 dimensions. Okay, we model use as higher it has 3 dimensions. Number 1, we say now we have a UA. We have a UA to 9.
1 to 9
is 1 dimension. Yeah. Then we call it UA1. UA use. I cannot remember the name of the 3 construct, but we use A. Use A. Okay. Then this one UB. Then you see we take this one also out to make it as use B. Use B. Then the last one has 3 dimensions. The third dimension is use C. Then we bring it out here. We now rename it as use C. Okay. So now you see we have already brought all of them into the model window. We now need to rearrange them. We already renamed them. Now we model them the way we want. So in this case, if you want them to be all direct relationship, now we say, okay, we want this one. Okay. Because there are too many, we want to rearrange the way we want. We can hide all the indicators. We know, okay, hide all the indicators. In this case, we can arrange the way we want to arrange them so that it will be very clear and clean. We can see in the okay. All right. So these three, use A, use B, use C are the model. Okay. Okay. Maybe we can.
The DV.
Okay. So these are the DV. They are the DVs now.
Yes.
Okay. So if we want to test the relationship between this and this, and we want to test the relationship between intention, okay, let's forget the intention for now. We will bring it back. We want to test the relationship between trust and the three dimensions of use. How many hypotheses do you think we will have?
2, 3.
Any idea?
3.
No.
1.
You said 3. Trust.
Huh?
Trust. Trust
How-
to
I'm
trust to
saying,
use.
how many hypotheses are we going to have if we are testing like this?
Are
You
you
are,
deal-
are
are
we
you-
testing? Are we testing trust, privacy, all of them into use?
Into use A, B, C.
Okay.
Yes.
Are you dealing with use as one dependent
16.
variable or
16.
I am
There will be
using,
16
yeah,
hypotheses.
I am using it as three, not one. Use A, use B, use C. They are two different. Okay,
So-
this one. Okay.
There will be 12 hypotheses.
12, sir. It should be 12, right?
12.
Okay. So let's draw the line and see. We have this 1, 2,
2,
3, 4,
4,
5,
5, 6,
6,
7,
7,
8,
8,
9,
9,
10,
10, 11,
11, 12.
12.
Yes, 12.
You see, it's done too much. Especially we still have another mediator to put. Only the direct relationship between our DV and the IV and DV is, we have 12 hypotheses. Just imagine we introduce our moderator now. Intention is our mediator, sorry. We introduce it here. Okay, let's just put the intention. Intention is there, okay. So now we want to connect it. If we connect how many
13,
hypotheses?
13, 14, 15.
No. How
15.
many hypotheses? Any
As
idea?
as a mediator,
As a mediator, yes, as a mediator.
we have 12 already, plus 16, 19 hypotheses.
No.
Trust will go into intention, privacy will go into intention, authentication will go into intention, then intention will come to use A, use B, use C, use D.
And making how many?
For the mediation should be 4.
So, okay, let's just draw the line and see. This one
One.
will now go 1,
Yes,
2, 3,
3,
4,
4,
5,
5, 6, 7.
7.
Plus
7.
the 12 we have before. Everything will be 19.
19, yes, that's correct.
Yes, now.
So now you have 19. So it's too much. So for us to reduce this number of hypotheses, to reduce our problem when we come to discussion, we model use as higher order. but that one should be based on theory and based on what literature says. You cannot just say, okay, I see this has 3 dimensions, I will just make it higher order. No, you have to have a strong backing that they are really higher order. Do you understand? So in this case, if we decide to make them higher order, let's see how many hypotheses are you going to have. Okay. Okay.
In other words, you are saying now, it's not up to us that we are formulating or forming the hypothesis. We should depend on researchers, previous researches and adapted studies in order to decide upon the number of hypotheses.
Exactly. You should do that because you should not be
Because
doing
in UUM, I don't know why they love the number of hypotheses. They love PhD students to create hundreds of hypotheses, regardless of the number of questions and objective. They don't have any issue with the number of problems or with the objective and questions. They love creating as many as hypotheses.
No, so, but the only problem is whenever you have a lot of many hypotheses, the tendency is that when you come to discussion, you will see your discussion is going to be very slim because you cannot do justice to it. You cannot completely digest it.
Yes, exactly. Yes.
Yeah,
It will be, there will be no logic.
exactly. A lot of hypotheses, meaning that you have to explain it one by one why it's not significant. What if you have all these hypotheses 19 or 20 or 24, and they're very unfortunate for you, only 5, 6, 7 are significant, remaining are not significant. Then you will have a case to answer when you come to discussion. When you come to discussion, that is when you know that what you did is really not right. Do you understand? So in this case, you model what is what can be modeled as higher order. We model it as higher order. When I say what can be more modeled as higher order, I mean you look at what literature says, what theory says about that particular construct. If it can be higher order, then you understand it's higher order, then you put it as higher order. But if it's not higher order, and I have seen somebody that categorically in his he developed items, and he categorically said these items are not higher order, cannot be used as higher order. But if you take these items and you use them as higher order, what do you expect if your reviewer or your supervisor knows this the author said should not be used as higher order? You will get problem. Yeah. So in this case, you have to rely on theory. You have to rely on previous literature to tell you whether your model is reflective, or your model is a higher order or a first order. That's what I say. Okay, the next is how are we going to model these 3 items, 3 model, 3 construct in one? How are we going to model them? This is the next issue we're going to address. Just excuse me, let me take water, even though I don't, I didn't take anything in my mouth. If I vomit, sorry. Bismillah. Yes. Okay. So now We have use A, use B, use C. Yeah. Please, can I let me just change them so that it will look like nice. Use A, use B, use C. Okay. Okay. So how are we going to model it? Can we just model it anyhow, or there is a guideline for that? Yes, there is guideline.
Yeah.
What are the guideline? These are the guideline. Look at it here. What am I doing? I'm doing two things. Let me just close this one. Okay. Okay. So we have four types of hierarchical component latent variable model. That is higher order model. The first one is called reflective type. We call it type 1. We have type 2 reflective formative. We have type 3 formative reflective. And the last type is formative. And I want to tell you the three these four, only two are being currently used, because you seldomly see formative reflective, or formative. Most of the literature I see, they report only reflective, and or reflective formative. In that case, we are going to concentrate only on two. For to save time, if you want to learn more of it, if you understand the logic behind it, then okay. Okay. Let's understand it from this slide. When we say reflective, we will look at the arrow. If all the arrows are reflective, including the arrow of a relationship between constructs. If all they are going out, then we call it reflective, meaning that the arrow of the first order and the arrow of the second order are all looking outward. Okay, this is the first one. The second one is if the arrow of the of the items are looking outward, while the arrow of the first order are looking inward to second order, you now say you are using reflective formative. Okay, let's just write on the here and see. Okay, we have these three as our own items. No, variables that we want to make them higher order. In this case, we need to have another construct that we call usage, or the general use, one use. Okay, in that case, we now take this latent variables cost, we click it here. Now we rename it. We say, okay, this latent variable call is called usage, for example. Okay, this is usage. So now we have usage has three dimensions: use A, use B, use C. So if we want to model it as, okay, let's all this, we now make it out. Let's bring them out. Show indicator. Okay, well, let's move them so that you understand it better. Okay, let's bring this down. Okay, let's bring this one, bring it up. Okay, and you can bring this one this side so that you can see clear. Oh no, pardon, so that we can see clearly. Okay, all right. So this is the model. These are the items in use A, use B, use C. So if you look at the items, UA1, UA2, all of them are reflective in nature. Okay, if we use this arrow and we connect usage to use one, use A, usage to use B, usage to use C, then we are doing reflective, reflective. All the items, all the arrows are going out. But in a situation whereby we don't want it that way, we want it to be reflective, formative, meaning that the items are reflective while the constructs are formative. In that case, we start from use A to usage, use B to usage, use C to usage. Do you understand the difference?
Yes.
Yeah, I
Yes, sir.
want to believe that you should understand. If you don't understand, we'll take you back to primary school.
All right.
Yes. Okay. Please, ladies and gentlemen, only one person or two or three people are talking. I want to confirm that you are all available.
Yeah, we are available and
We
it's
are
okay.
available.
Are
Yeah.
enjoying with you, sir.
Yeah, I know, Dr. Umar, you should enjoy because that's what you're looking for. You've been asking this one since.
Inshallah.
Yeah, okay. What are the other participants? Ramash, are you with us? Shakir,
I'm with you, but this is a new thing for me. And you know it very well. I believe that I discussed it. So that's why I feel myself just like a dam in a wedding.
Eh. Yeah, okay. So any other okay, I'm asking one of this okay. Abba Mustafa Muhammad, are you with us?
Yes, I'm with you. I'm with you.
Okay, I hope you are getting what we are doing and you enjoying it, right? Yes.
Yes, but actually you have gone too deep. Well, gradually.
Yeah,
Inshallah.
please try to grab something. Very important.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Inshallah.
Shukri, are you with us? Hello. Okay. Muhammad Shakir, are you with us? Shikar. Okay. So we maybe they take what they can take anyway. All right. So he is with us. Congratulations. Thank you, Shikar. You are right.
Dr. Salisu, I'm still with you.
No, I know you must be with us. Oh, I
before you mention my name. Okay.
I don't need to ask whether you are you here or Dr. Rashid here or Emin is here. I know you must be here, so I don't need to ask. I will ask other people that we want them to really understand it.
All right.
Mm. So please, if you don't understand, just ask me. I will repeat and repeat and repeat. Okay? Do you understand how we model this? If you
Yes.
okay. If you don't understand, I can go back. Dr. Mesun, do you want me to go back or I should just go ahead, continue?
It's okay, go ahead, because you know that I'm just comparing between what you are explaining and between what I have on paper.
Okay.
So that's it. So that's why I'm listening to you and I'm recording all notes. So if I will need anything, definitely I'll contact you.
Okay, no issue, inshallah. That's
Inshallah.
good. That's
Yes.
good. Okay.
Doctor, in this case, you consider use as a IV?
No, we are considering as DV, don't worry.
Why the arrows going to usage?
Okay, that is it's now you are understanding. Thank you for that question.
Doctor,
Yes, I will
can
explain
you
that one also.
can you please add another moderator to make it the measurement little complicated? Mediator with the moderator.
Why?
We need to know how. Because actually, in my case, I have mediator and
No,
moderator.
no.
I'm sorry.
No, please. We are doing it for them to understand, not to see how.
Yeah,
they
sure,
feel
sir.
there. Okay,
We
so,
all understand it, inshallah.
yeah. So if we put it, if we put the more we put it, the less they understand.
But for inshallah, you will add moderator, inshallah.
Yeah. And maybe you can ask me later. I will add it for you.
Okay, no problem. Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Okay. That is it. So this is, you see, we have three items. We have three three construct measuring one construct. That is, use A, use B, use C are dimensions of usage. So in that case, we want to see the effect of intention on usage. We don't want to see the effect or intention on use one, use A, use B, use C. We want to see the effect of trust on usage. We don't want to see the effect of trust on use A, use B, use C. Do you understand? In this case, that is why we model it as higher order. And somebody is asking why we put arrow going into usage. Uh, that is why I told you here that we have three types. This is exactly what we did. In the first one is reflective. So that's what we did. If you okay, no, wait, let me confirm. Let me confirm. Okay, so yeah, mistake. Sorry. Yeah, confirm. Okay. Let me remove this one. We won't do it one by one. Sorry. Yeah. Okay, I explained that already. I explained that one already. Okay, let me do it again. Let me explain again. See, if we take this arrow going out like here, usage to use B, usage to use use C, you will notice that all the items and all the items arrow and all the console arrow are looking outward. Okay, they are going in the same direction. Okay, out. So in this case, we call this one as reflective. But in the case, if we don't want it that way, we want it to be reflective formative, because I told you there are two types: reflective, and reflective formative. If we want to use it as reflective formative, we now model it like this. We
Doctor,
from here
1
to
minute.
here, yes, from here to here, and from UC to usage. Okay?
Now you are dealing with usage as construct, and
Yes.
you say if it is construct.
It's a construct that has 3 dimensions.
Okay, so if the arrow goes to the usage, this one is reflective.
And if arrow goes to the usage, is formative. If items are arrow goes to the items and arrow goes to the main construct. In this case, how I model it now is reflective formative. The first one, this one, they are reflective, but this one, this one are reflective, this one are formative. Do you understand? Reflective going out, formative going in. Reflective, all these, okay, all these are reflective.
They are going out.
Yes, but this one they are going in.
Doctor, in this case, what is the advantage of the multidimensional here?
What
it will be like it will be like a unidimensional.
What?
I mean, if you measure the relationship with usage, it will be like a unidimensional construct.
But
so what is the usage of modeling this way?
Yeah, see, that is if you have if usage is one dimension. Okay, like this one, we use this one use as one dimension. So in this case, we don't need any way to we don't need to model it into 3. But this one has 3 dimensions.
Okay, but when you connect, for example, trust.
Let's just model it one. Externally use, for example, externally use. Okay, maybe you'll understand better if we give it a name. External use. This one is internal use. Internal use. Uh, Internal use. Okay, then this one we can model it as overall use, something like that. Although it's not existing. Overall use. Okay. We are not saying this one is existing in literature, but we are giving it as an example. Overall, okay, overall, yeah, overall, okay. Okay, so this is, we have three dimensions of usage. We have external usage, we have internal usage, and we have overall usage. But we don't want to test the relationship between uh, uh, trust to external usage, or trust to internal usage, or trust to overall usage. No, we don't want to do that. What we want is, we want to test the relationship between trust and usage only. So that is why
Okay,
we model it this way.
so why don't you include all the items in usage and finish?
No, see, okay, we are coming to that. Maybe the way we do it here, we want you to understand only the reflective, formative, and formative reflective. And the next,
Okay,
subsequently, we will add it. Don't worry.
okay.
Okay, that is it. Okay, so that's it, inshallah. So if you understand up to this point, I want to connect. The first one is reflective, reflective. So let's move it to reflective, reflective. Oh, no. Okay, so this one, this one, this one. We delete them, and we connect them as reflective, reflective, out, out. Okay. In this case, now we want to connect our model. This is intention is our mediator. Now we want to connect our model. We connect trust to intention, trust, privacy to intention, authentication to intention, security to intention. Then now we now see intention to usage only. You understand? You don't need to test the relationship between intention to external use, intention to internal, and intention to overall use.
And here for this diagram, intention is here is the moderator
Is
or
the
mediator?
is the mediator.
Is the mediator. Usage
Yes.
is the dependent
Is a
variables.
dependent variable, but has three dimensions.
Okay. Can these three dimensions considered as outcomes, yani results of the dependent variables?
No, not result. It can be not result.
Okay, okay, okay. Okay,
yeah.
okay. I got it. Sorry.
We are trying to make it, how should I put it? We are trying to compose the three into one. You understand?
Yeah, I got it.
Instead of saying, okay, we want to copy all these items, you 1, 2, 3, 4, and okay, something like that. Let me just try and do something here. We are deleting this one. Oh, wait, what am I doing? Okay, this one, 1, 2, 3. We delete all of them here. So, but we decided that the items for this three of them, we have three dimensions. We copy all of them and put them inside here, and then test. Somebody may ask why we don't do it this way. If you do it this way, you are doing it statistically wrong, because you are combining water and oil in the same place, and you say it's the same. Okay, you are combining fire and water and say they can continue like that, while one is killing the other. So in that case, you just have to model it separately. And the best way to model separately is through what they call hierarchical component model, or higher order, or second order, as it may be. And that is what we did exactly. Don't worry about this red. I will explain. There's something that I want to show you. That's why I leave it as a red. So, okay. So
Doctor, excuse me, if we choose to combine all dimension into one usage. Is it okay if that is our choice? Or
No, you cannot choose. You cannot choose. Are you the authority? Yeah, if you are an authority, then you can choose. This is your choice. You want to do it. But the only problem is that you are not going to be your reviewer. You are not going to be your supervisor. You are not going to be your editor in when you send a paper. Somebody must have been one of them. So in that case, you cannot go again, in favor of your wish. You have to go in favor of what literature says. Yeah.
that's why we have to separate
Yeah,
into
that is it.
dimension.
Yeah, since the literature says they are separate, you choose them, you make them separate. Yes. Okay. So up to the level, this is what it is. The next is, can anybody tell me why this use is red?
Yes, because it's still not putted the items inside it.
Yeah. When we don't put any item inside, we call it phantom variable.
Yes.
What?
Phantom variable.
Benton.
Phantom. A N T O N. Yes, Phantom variable. Yeah. Phantom M last T O M. Phantom variable. Okay, there is nothing inside. But okay, so now we go back to the estimation. We now go here. We say, according to literature, there are two ways we can estimate higher order construct. That's what they call repeated indicator approach and two-stage approach. So in the first stage approach, in the first one, the repeated indicator, we model it as something like this. All the items here, 1, 2, 3, all the items of external use, all the items of internal use, all the items of overall use will be all go into usage. Like something like this, we copy all of them here, use U1 up to the end, we put them inside here. If we do that, we are doing what is called repeated indicator approach. And what it means is that items of the overall of the overall construct items of each dimension is also in the overall construct. Our main concern is the main construct usage, and it has 3 dimensions. And all the items of that 3 dimensions, we put them in the usage. If we do that, we are doing what is called a repeated indicator approach. Are we clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Any other person again?
Yes, sir, we are clear.
I can see.
Yeah, understood also. That's good.
Oh, okay.
With you.
That's clear. What of why is Dr. Odukoya?
I'm with you for knowledge sake. I'm passing along. I'm tagging along. I'm with you.
Okay, so please try and understand this one. It's very important. You will write a lot of paper, and a lot of people will cite you. Okay, so in this case, okay, let me just hide this one. Okay, so you should know that there is items inside here, inside usage, and which are these items are all the items of the 3 dimensions of usage. Okay, so this, if we do this one, we are doing what is called repeated indicator approach. But okay, or somebody is asking a question. Okay. Okay, this is what they said. Dr. Odukoya, you should be always you should be talking, because when he is silent, the workshop will be in sleep mode. That's one of the comment of one. So maybe he has gone into that sleep mode. Dr. Odukoya, are you there? Okay. All right. So the next is this is what we did. Is this one is called uh, 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 repeated indicator approach. A repeated indicator approach, but we are doing reflective repeated indicator approach, because this one is already reflective. We've already modeled it reflective, and now we add it into this. Then we call it reflective, but we estimate it as what? Repeated indicator approach. Repeated indicator approach, reflective. If we want, we can model it as repeated indicator approach, but reflective formative. This one, we delete this one, we make them arrow coming to usage, then we say it's a repeated indicator approach, reflective formative. Okay. So the next is when this is done, we can then we just run. But the issue is there are a lot of saying about this repeated indicator approach. Repeated indicator approach is saying if you are going to use it, you must make sure that all the items in external use external use, internal use, and overall use, all of them should be the same. If there is if there are 4 items in overall use, 4 items must also be on internal use. 5 items must be all through. 5 items overall use, items internal use, 5 items external use. If you have 6 items in external use, you must have also 6 items on internal use. You must also have 6 items on overall use. In other words, there must be uniform number of indicators or uniform number of items for you to.
Doctor, is it possible to be having some of the dimensions formative and the others are reflective?
Some of the dimension. No. You don't. It's not possible. It's just not possible. You mean we model this one like okay, like you mean this one like we take this one? Do you mean like this one?
No, the indicator itself.
No. Okay, that one cannot also. You cannot model, meaning that you are this one should be reflective, this one should be formative.
No. And within one dimension, I mean, one of the dimensions, all the indicators are reflective. The other dimension, for example, internal use, formative. The overall use is
No. I understand. You mean like something like this? Okay. You mean like something like this, right?
Yeah.
No. Because you see, they are measuring the same thing. So no, just no. If they are all reflective, they should be all reflective. If they are all formative, they should be all formative, because they are measuring one particular phenomena, that is usage.
Okay, even from usage to the dimension, we cannot have different.
No, you cannot. You cannot have.
Okay.
You cannot have. Okay, this is all about this reflective, formative, higher order, repeated indicator approach. Then, how are you going to run? When you have number of indicators the same, you just run like this. Calculate PLS algorithm and you run. And done. So you now notice something. what is inside usage is 1.000, because you are telling you are telling us that the relationship between the dimensions are formative. Therefore, that is why it is 1.00. But if you change it to reflective, something like this, okay, this one, change it to reflective, and it's reflective, and this is reflective, this one reflective, this one reflective. If we run the model, let's just try and see what will happen. Do you see? It changes. So this is repeated indicator approach. But understanding this way, you are not, when, okay, in this case, let me ask, how many hypotheses do we have now?
In this situation, 1, 2, 3, 4,
8.
5, 6, 7, 8.
Eight we have? Eight
No.
hypotheses?
No.
1, 2,
Sir,
3, 4.
5. Supposed to have 5, right?
4.
It's 9
Five.
with, including mediation hypothesis.
6, 7,
4 for the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
With the mediation, it's
9,
9.
9, 9, sir.
Yes.
Supposed to be 9.
You see, we have mediation hypothesis already. Okay, we have mediation hypothesis that is 1, 2, 3, 4, then 4 again, then 1. So we have 9. But
Can you refer to them?
see, a relationship between trust
And intention.
A relationship between trust and intention, privacy intention, authentication intention, security
Yes.
intention.
These are 4.
4.
Okay.
Then, if we use moderate intention as mediator, the relationship between trust and usage is moderated by intention. 1. Trust, intention, usage.
Okay. 2.
2. Authentication, intention, usage. 3. Security, intention, usage.
Okay, yes.
You see,
And
so
this is 4,
this is
8
4.
and 8, and the relationship between intention and usage.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. What of these ones?
No, these are the items of usage.
Dimensions.
Dimensions of usage.
Dimensions.
That is great. Because they are dimension of usage, that's why we don't talk about them.
Yeah, these are not hypotheses. Yes.
Yes, they are not.
And
They are
intention
only...
here, we said that intention is the moderator.
Intention, intention is the mediator.
Mediator, not
Yes,
moderator.
not moderator, it's a mediator.
Sir, excuse me.
Yes.
I just want to confirm that based of the Barrow and Keeney, I supposed to have 9 hypotheses. So far, based of the Hayes and Pritchard, I supposed to have 5. 4 for mediation, another one for the between the mediation and BB. Is it correct?
No. You say based on Baron and Kenny what?
You're supposed to have 9 hypotheses for
No.
direct and indirect.
No.
You add four hypotheses. 9 plus 4 is 13. Based on Baron and Kenny, you have 13.
13.
Yeah.
13. Okay.
You have 13 based on Baron and Kenny.
You have, in this case, you are dealing with these indirect relationship as latent variables.
Yeah, now we are not using Baron and Kenny, we are using segmentation approach.
Segmentational approach.
Yeah, we are using segmentation approach. Yes.
So for us, we're supposed to use segmentation approach, right?
No. I see. It depends on your hypothesis, and it depends on how your supervisor asks you to do. If your supervisor asks you to do segmentation approach, I suggest you go for segmentation. But if you say use Baron and Kenny, you have no option. Just go and use Baron and Kenny.
And what if about the supervisor has not come at such points and such details, deep details, such as causal relation approach or segmentation approach? What should you adopt?
See, supervisor is there to give you only 10 or 20% of his time. The rest, 90% or 80 will be your own. So you explore what your supervisor doesn't know. It's your work, not your supervisor's work. I could remember during my first
Yeah,
week.
this is what I'm telling you. What if the supervisor has not come to mention this point, whether to adopt the segmentational approach or not?
That's me. So you forget and do the right thing. If he didn't tell, he did. If he doesn't ask you to go for this particular one, just go for the one that is okay in the literature, is okay by the theory, and it suits you.
Okay, got it. Thank you.
Yeah, inshallah, inshallah. Okay, so this is a way you model a format hierarchical component model or second order or higher order as the case may be. When you want to use it as when you want to estimate it as reflective. Remember, we put item here. There are a lot of them. All of them are inside here. So this is the first step. The second, this is one of the ways, estimation. If you want to estimate using a two-stage approach, then it's another thing entirely. In this case, what you do is you have to run the model, you take the latent variable scores, you create new data, you bring it into the PLSM and run it again. Let's do it and you will see what I mean. Now we are running the data, the PLS algorithm is done. Then we go to report. Then we go to latent variable, the second to the last item on final result. You click latent variable scores. Then you copy this latent variable score. To copy, you take it to Excel. When you copy, you take it to Excel. Now I am opening new Excel sheet. Then you paste it here. Control B. Okay, it's pasted. Now this is what is called latent variable scores, LVS. That's how the case as we call it. They are called LVS. So we are going to use this data to create new model. If we do that, we are doing second order reflective and two stage. Okay, we save this data. Okay, we give it save as, and now we say it's called. We'll put it in the PLSM. I will give it the name as LBS, latent variable scores. Yes, just latent variable scores. It's okay. Workshop. Workshop 2021. Okay, we have latent variable scores. We now see saved. So this one is already saved, but still we need to change it to comma delimited. You remember? Now we now go stay save as, then we now change to .csv. This is .csv. Now we say save. Now this one is saved. So we have to come back into our PLS and we want to create new model. This new model will be create a new project. Okay, now we now see SPLS higher order, higher okay, yeah, we'll write it.
Two-stage.
Higher order, it's crazy. PLS, higher order, LVS. Okay, we give it any name we can remember. Okay, we now say okay. Then we bring that new data we created, LBS Workshop 2021. We now say okay. We now click OK. Okay, now it comes. Now we need to create a new model here. This new model is this one. We need to create new model here using the latent variables course we have. In this case, we take authentication differently. We take intention separately. We take privacy separately. We take security. And this one, we take trust. Here, we don't need usage. Now we take external use, internal use, and overall use as our DB. Now we now say, okay, we can change the direction. Now this one become usage. That is usage, okay. This one become usage. This one is already intention. We put it as intention, okay. All right. This one is authentication, AUT, okay. This one is trust, okay. And this one is privacy, we write PPP, and the last one is security, is PS. So now, if you look at this one, you will understand that, look at the usage. Now, this here, the items all becomes what? These are the items now. All the constant dimensions use one, usage, external usage, internal usage, and overall usage, they are all dimensions. Now, in the second stage, they become
construct
items.
They are computed.
You see? So we have made them as items. Now we connect our model. We connect it the way it is before, like this one, this one, this one. Okay. If we do that, meaning that we are using two-stage approach. Ladies and gentlemen, are we together?
Yes.
Doctor, are we going to run measurement model here or directly we go for the bootstrapping?
No. See, you need to run measurement model here as well. Yeah, because you need to report the measurement model here. But what we want to do is to just show you how you can model it first before we go for the running of any other thing.
All right.
Yes. So if you understand this one, you also understand this one, meaning that you understand reflective, higher order using two-stage and repeated indicator approach. I don't know if you have any question. If you don't understand, let me know where you don't understand.
Doctor, under what conditions are we going to choose the repeated indicator or two stages? Are they related to the types, type 1, type 2, type 3, or how?
No, see, if you talk about type 1, type 2, type 3, you are talking about what is inside here. In higher order, when you say type 1, type 2, type 3, you are talking about what is inside here. Okay, what is inside here could be reflective or formative. If it's reflective, then it's higher order type 1, type A, sorry. If it's formative, you change it to formative. Inside what is inside they are formative, then you are using higher order type B. I don't know if that what you're talking about or what.
Actually, I'm talking about that. Do we have a certain criteria to choose either we are going for repeated indicator or two stage? How are we going to decide it?
Okay, so there are see if there are conditions. One of the conditions is that I told you your model when you have items in your dimensions must have a uniform numbers 444 333. Then you go for a repeated indicator. If you have different items like this one we have no option than to go for second stage. That is number one. Number two, if your model has the higher order is on the DV or on mediator, you have no option. You have to go for second stage. It's only when your items are okay. Your IBs are higher order. That is when you go for repeated indicator. You understand? But if you have a repeated indicator, or if you have your mediator or mode or DV a higher order, you have no option than to go for second stage. I don't know if you understand.
Yeah, I understood. Because the major thing which I really wanted to know that the number of indicators should be aligned. If we have 444, so we go for the repeated indicators. Otherwise, if we have the insimilarity, like there is no similarity between the numbers 4, 3, 2, 1, then we should go for the two stage. Am I right?
Yeah, and see, and even if you have the same number of indicators on all the dimensions, if you have DV, if it's on the DV or on a mediator, you have no option here. You just have to go for second stage.
Okay, okay, all right. Thank you.
Yes, this is it, inshallah. Any other question? Like Tiaka say, any
Yes,
other
sir.
question?
Yes, sir. Sir, regarding to the second order, second stage approach, so should we measure the reliability and discriminancy in the first stage and the second stage for the constructs and dimensions
Yes. We have to measure the
separately?
reliability, validity, all what we did before. It applies the same way here.
I see.
Okay, it applies. You have to achieve reliability. You have to achieve validity. If your items are all reflective, you have to achieve reliability and validity. If your items are all formative, you have to follow a formative assessment.
Okay, sir. Clear.
Yes.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, inshallah, inshallah. So this is this. Do you have any question on that? Because I know it's not easy. Exactly, I know it's not easy. It's just very difficult for you to understand the first time when you are taught this higher order. It's very tricky, but if you learn it day by day, I believe you will understand it. Yeah, but this is how it works. If you want me to do some kind of a repeat somewhere, please you can ask me. I will do that. Dr. Odukoya, you keep quiet.
I am following you. I'm listening.
Yeah, are you? No, please. You are listening.
I can only think of it in terms of publication. It has nothing to do with my thesis. So, but I'm enjoying. I'm gaining knowledge.
Yeah, that is it. No knowledge is worse anyway.
Dr. Salih, so for my clarity, in this two-stage approach, we should have two measurement models. Am I
Yeah,
right?
somehow, if you like, you should have two measurement model. But if you are using what estimation, repeater indicator or two stage?
In two stage.
Yeah. So if you are using two stage, then you should have two. At the first stage, you run. At the second stage, you also run.
And report both of them.
Yes. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. So I think this is how higher order construct is being modeled, and this is how it works. And I hope you will appreciate that it's a rigorous analysis. By the time you put it in your paper, in your future publication, definitely the tendency of its acceptance is going to be very high.
Oh, we have not discussed narratives.
Yeah, what?
Narratives. What are the commentaries after you have done all this?
What do you mean by narratives?
When you do analysis and you have your result, we provide a backup comment. we have done, okay, I think you have been saying it.
Yeah,
I was
all
looking
this.
for threshold.
Yeah, the threshold is the same. What we did previously is the same.
Okay.
The only modeling, the way we model we put the items, the construct is what different is only difference. But all the remaining other reliability, R square, the eta value, all of them is the same.
Okay.
That's why we didn't talk about it. All of them is the same. You must achieve everything. You must achieve reliability, validity,
Okay.
everything before you said it's okay. You can use it.
Thank you.
Okay? Yeah, is that okay?
Thank you very much.
Yeah, that's great. Thank you so much too. All right. So any other question? Because we are going to one more item. I think we are done with this one since you maybe if I think you understand. I hope. Okay, this is two stage and okay, we taught you how to do two stage. Okay, let's quickly go to this one. They call it importance performance matrix analysis, map analysis. And this one is very important when you are writing your discussion. For those who are in discussion stage, should understand this one very well. Importance performance matrix map analysis is telling you we want to know which construct that we have is more important and which one should we concentrate on. It's just one of the management tools to see to check which among the many projects they are executing, which one is more important and which one is more performance is being more performed more frequent, and how are we going to balance the whole things. This is the importance performance map analysis. It's called IPMA in this respect. So IPMA is the identification of antecedents that will require attention and need improvement. You see, so in this case, if you have this one in your work, it's very easy for you to tell in chapter 5, this is how it is. The government managerial implication, managerial implication. Theoretical, you have theoretical, you have three implication: theoretical, methodological, and practical. So when you come for to writing practical implication, this IPMA will help you in a great deal, inshallah. It is a simple and effective way of determining how limited resources can be efficiently utilized. The score of importance and performance are plotted in IPMA matrix, which is divided into 4 quadrants, prescribing prioritization of attributes for improvement. This is how it looks like. So when we run the data, we will get something like this. And what it's saying is that we have 4 quadrants. 1, 2, 3, 4. The first quadrant is called is a quadrant that has low importance, high performance, and they call it possible overkill. You are working on it very hard, but it's not important. The second quadrant is low priority. It has low importance and you are not putting pressure on it. You are not doing it well and it's still not important. So this one is just, it's okay. Then there is the one that they call keep the good work. Is very important in the organization, but it is also, you are doing it very high. You are performing it well. So this one, they say, if it is, then the quadrant 3 says you keep the good work. And the last one is when it is high importance and low performance. That is where the companies or the organization should concentrate. The organization should concentrate where a project has high importance, but you are not doing it. You are not giving it the adequate attention. So if you run, you find this one, then you advise the.
What are these? What
you
are
are-
these?
you
Are these
adv-
are examples? What is this map related to what?
Doctor, okay. This is one of the topic that needs to be discussed in PLS.
Okay.
You understand, and we are discussing it because it is very much important when you are doing your discussion.
Chapter 5.
Yes, it is telling you that.
So this is not related to chapter 4.
It's related to chapter 5, but you
5.
have to report it in chapter 4. Not
Okay.
necessary anyway. It depends. If your supervisor wants it, okay. If it's not necessary. A lot of people are not reporting it. So if you don't see it, if you don't report it, nobody will ask you. But it's very important. Do you understand? So you want to know, according to your model, if you have 10 constructs, you want to know which construct is the most important. Which construct is having the high performance, high importance. So any construct that fall within the first quadrant is possible overkill. Don't consider it important. It's not important. So in your explanation, you tell the reader that this construct fall in quadrant 4 and therefore needs improvement, and it's very important to the organization. Therefore, it should be it should have a very good concentration, something like that. But we run it, you will see how it works. But in the basic, this is how it is. This is what it means. But this is how okay, 1, 2, 3. We are deleting this one, and we are going back to our main construct. We have 4 construct as IVs and one construct as DB. So if we want to run the IPMA, we say calculate with what is called importance performance map analysis. This one, you click it, then it gives you, it will bring you here. Then you look at the target construct. What is your DV? DV is your target construct. In this
where did you pick important performance map analysis?
Under calculate.
Your screen was not showing it.
Am I not sharing?
No, share now. Do it now.
Okay, so
calculate
importance performance matrix.
Okay.
Yeah, you click here. Then you come to the target construct. You look at the DV use. Our DV is used. No, now you put use. Now you say start calculation. You don't need any other thing. It's okay. Right? So you will not see anything here. You just go to report and now go to importance performance matrix on standardized. And this is where you look at it. So it's now you use your ruler, you put them, you put them like this, like the one we have here. You use your ruler and put cross. Okay, this cross, this you put them into 4 quadrants. Now if you look at this our result, we will understand that blue is privacy. Okay, authentication is this color red, then green is security, then yellow is trust.
We can't see yellow at all.
No, it's clear here. It's just beside the green, close to green one.
Okay,
but close to green there is yellow there.
Okay.
Yeah. So now you look at this one and look at what is here. Any construct that is that fall within the first quadrant, you now say it's not it has low importance but high performance. In this case, when we look at it, we know that
authentication
privacy has high performance
but low importance.
Yes. But when we look at the other construct here,
The remaining three.
the remaining three are what?
High importance, high
importance,
performance.
also high performance.
Performance.
Yes, this is all about this important.
And what about authentication? It's low performance,
Yeah,
low importance.
Authentication, they are all
High performance, high
performance, high importance.
important.
Look at it here.
Because you are dividing the screen into four.
Into four, something like that, exactly.
Yes.
Okay, do you understand this one? This one is very important. You don't know, you will not know until it's important until when you go to your chapter 5. Yes. When you are writing your discussion, that is when you will need it. Because it will give you clear guide that this is the construct that is more important in predicting your DV. These are those that are not the most important. Then you report and they will appreciate it anyway because it's very good.
Good.
Yeah. So I don't know if you understand. If you have any question, please let me know. I know you are tired. You are so.
No, we are we enjoyed your lecture, your session, and it was very beneficial. At least for people like me, we know I come to know the basics. Yeah.
Doctor.
Yes.
This IPMA is very, very attractive. Okay. But for now, neither the supervisor even at proposal level, defense level, or the internet, nobody is looking at this direction. Do one need to bother himself to go and put it in the thesis?
See, why? Who says so?
No, I'm saying that it is not in the thesis, and nobody is requesting for it. No, but because I have learned from you today.
See, wait. The question is, a lot of people are asking of it. Maybe if you are writing paper, you want to do discussion.
Okay, good.
Yeah, if you're writing paper, you will see. And okay. I have seen a lot of people that reported. In my first PhD, I reported in the same way. I reported it. And I have seen a lot of people that reported it, even back 2016, 17.
In the thesis?
Yes, in the thesis. Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah. But you should understand it well before you put it in the thesis. Okay, so this is what is all about.
Doctor, how are we going to report this IPMA in chapter 4 or in chapter 5?
No, in chapter 5. You put it in chapter 5, in chapter 4, as part of your analysis, PLS analysis. Okay, but when you are doing your discussion, you refer to that diagram.
So in this case, in chapter 4, it will be analyzed just like a table or figure. And there in the discussions, you have a full, let us say, section or subsection regarding it, the discussions of results.
No. You should be referring to it. That, for example, you say this construct is very important. As seen in figure 4 dot whatever, is very important. The company should concentrate, or the organization, or your
there should be, for example, improvement regarding 1, 2, 3 constructs.
That's something like that.
Yes, okay.
Yes, inshallah.
If in worst case there is low performance and low importance, then should we go for this IPMA or we should skip it?
No. It's only telling you what you advise the management. It's not that it's not telling you that it's not important. So if you report, somebody will say you don't have PhD. No.
Exactly. This is what I was saying.
Yeah, for example, such results can be considered as contribution to the PhD or to the work, or not.
Only in case if they're high.
Or only reporting.
Yeah, it's just part of the analysis.
Yeah, part of the analysis.
It's
yes.
Just part of the analysis. Yes. Yes, inshallah. So you see, you understand this one more than higher order, right?
No, it's attractive actually, this one. But at the same time, it's dangerous because somehow if you can come up with a good significant number of your hypothesis, and later on this diagram is showing you something else, then you will question yourself, or maybe your examiner will question why your 4 or 5 constructs are having a low importance and low performance. Then you could not be able.
Yeah, so but you understand it this way. You will most of the construct that are significant, they will fall under either high performance, high importance, or high importance, low performance. Most of them.
And
You understand?
in this
Look at
regard,
look at this, for example. If we look at our own result, we will find out that which one is not significant in our result. Eh? In
the
our result,
I
it's
think it's
authentication.
privacy.
no, it's privacy.
Privacy.
Privacy,
Okay,
privacy.
okay. So and it's privacy, not is the one that is
Yeah, yeah, it's having low
something
importance
like
but
that.
high performance.
Okay.
And does this IPMA related to hypothesis the same thing when our colleague now referring that when I have some construct that have a significant, they are significant, but when we come to this importance performance map, it shows, for example, not significance. So there will be questions. Something related to hypothesis when I have, for example, 3 hypotheses not supported out of 18.
No, see,
And
look at it this way. This one has nothing to do with the hypothesis.
Yeah,
it's only with the constructs.
Yeah, it's only the construct that you want to advise your context, your study context. For example, you are working on a educational sector, so you
Yes,
want to advise the government or the
the
company,
management. Yeah,
the
the
management,
management.
what to do. Then you go
Okay.
for this one, but it
Uh-huh.
doesn't have any connection whatsoever with your hypothesis, whether significant or not.
Okay. Okay.
doctor.
Great.
And in addition, nobody will tell you that your hypothesis is not significant because you have a low important, low performance here.
Okay.
Doctor,
Yes.
this performance, I want you to elaborate on what we mean by performance and to bring home the point you have made, because I so much enjoyed this part. I want to look at a study I have done.
Okay,
We are looking at fraud in the financial sector.
okay.
And we saw that that sector is well regulated. They have a whole lot of regulations that, if properly kept and administered and monitored, there should be no fraud, but we still have fraud. So we now started looking at the individuals that are saddled with the responsibility to ensure that there is no fraud. So we are looking at these people from their capacity and competence. And then we looked at capacity from their knowledge and their skill and their mindset. And where we look at competence from performance and from task performance, that is the ability to prevent fraud.
Okay.
So if I now bring in the issue of this IPMA, and I look at my construct, and I draw the line, and I have maybe mindset falling under high importance but low performance. And I'm trying to now tell the management of the various financial institutions that you need to work on the mindset of the professionals you have employed. For instance, it is accepted fact that if you are an auditor and you want to go into an organization, you just want to ensure that things are done in line with the policies. You are there going there to express an opinion on the true and fair view of the financial statement. But if you, on the flip side, if you bring a forensic accountant, is coming there to unravel fraud. So from the angle of mindset, one will be more efficient than the other, because the mindset of this one is just, I'm going there to just ensure compliance with laid down rules. Whereas the fraudulent person, the man who wants to commit fraud, wants to beat all control, and he wants to hide the fraud. So you require a very sound mindset to be able to uncover that fraud. And now mindset is important but there is no, is performing low based on results. That performance, what do you use to measure it? That's my problem.
See,
Apart from just drawing the map.
see, maybe you read more about this about it before you put it. What I
Okay.
understand about the performance, importance and performance. When we say importance, we are talking about how important the construct is, for example, or how
Okay.
important the project is.
That's right.
And performance is at what level the company is using, is doing, is making use of that construct. You understand? Or a project, at what level? Okay, this is a project. You have a project that is very important, but are you doing it to a high level? You understand? If that project you are doing it at high level, then you test whether it fall under which category, which quadrant. Maybe you fall under high performance, high performance but low importance. Meaning that it's not important. The project you are undertaking is not important, but you are putting all your resources on it.
So are there textbooks or
Yeah, a
literature?
lot of them. Just write
Okay.
importance, performance, map analysis. You will see a lot of them. A
Okay,
lot of
thank
them.
you.
It's not a new thing. It's only a new thing in PLS, but it's
Okay.
not a new thing in the literature.
Okay.
Yeah,
Thank you.
inshallah. Yeah, that is great. Yeah, we have some things to do, but unfortunately, we need to show. Okay, we cannot continue from here anyway because as time is against us. I would have shown you something that we skip along the way, especially like Madia's coefficient, Madia's normality, yeah, how you get about it, and maybe who want it can contact
Doctor,
me.
excuse me.
Yes.
Doctor, I
Yes.
have question actually regarding to the quality criteria. Should
Mm.
we report all constructs and indicators
What do you mean by
in the
quality
quality
critique
criteria?
of what?
Should, yeah, yonder the importance, yonder the importance performance map. There is in the quality criteria four.
No,
Two for
see,
the constructs,
no,
another two
you
for the
no, please. I suggest you report the part coefficient and the total effect, for example, for that matter. You okay? If the total effect is already here, okay, so
yes.
you know the total effect, then you put the total effect. Then you go for part coefficient. You look at the part coefficient. Okay, the total effect is what? Sorry, the total effect is what is it? Let me go back. Okay. Why? Okay. Sorry. Okay. The total effect is the importance, while the indirect effect is the okay. The total effect is the importance, while the indirect effect is the performance. So you have to, if you want, you need to report all of them, something like that. You need to report. You need to report them. Okay. See, oh no, I'm begging your pardon. Is there's performance here? Performance, total effect. That's the two things you report.
Okay, sir.
Yeah, total effect and the performance, not indirect effect. I beg your pardon.
Noted,
Total
sir.
effect is showing importance, while performance matrix is showing performance.
Noted, sir. Thank you so much, sir.
So that's something like that, inshallah. Wallahu alam.
Inshallah.
Okay. There's even performance there.
Yeah, there is. Okay, so please, in the absence of any other question, we need to close the whole issue. We have done so, all we have done so far, and I believe we have achieved what we want to achieve. The aim or the objective of this workshop is to tell you how to go about PLS analysis. And I want to believe at least you have gotten something very important, at least. And I want to reiterate that don't think that having only one workshop will can solve all your world problem of analysis. It doesn't work that way. You need to attend more workshops, more lectures for you to understand it and use it appropriately. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for your patience with me. Thank you for listening what I am saying. And if I make any mistake, guys, I make a very big apology. And if there's any problem, then you can contact me anytime, anyhow, through WhatsApp, through whatever. Yeah, I will be ready to tell you what I know about what you have as a question or as a query. Inshallah.
Thank you very much, Dr. Salis,
Mm.
for the wonderful
We
presentation.
Can you speak louder? Sorry, doctor.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Can you hear me?
Yes, yes,
Yes.
very
Yes.
clear.
Yeah, we would like to express a very sincere gratitude to Dr. Salis to have taken his time out of his tight schedules to share with us from his vast wealth of knowledge concerning PLSM. As you can see, it was very entertaining, very productive, very lively, and highly rewarding to not only those who are still using SEM PLS in the analysis as PhD students, but as well to those who have already finished their studies and are going to make use of it to write papers and so on and so forth. We would like to express our apologies to members that because of our inability to cover one or two certain topics. But however, like Dr. Salisu said, you are free to contact Dr. Salisu or any of the organizers to direct your request, and inshallah, you'll be entertained accordingly. Once more,
Thank you very
we would
much.
like to also invite Dr. Asniza, the organizer, to say a few words of acknowledgement and gratitude in closing remark. Dr. Asniza,
Okay,
please.
thank you for all participants. Time is not on our side because time has come for us to part. But we are actually not part yet because we are going to maintain the WhatsApp group where this will be alumni in the group, WhatsApp group, and also after this, maybe inshallah, we will organize more and more same workshop as Dr. Salisu advised us. We have to attend more workshop. We cannot rely on one, and we also have to we have to meet experts in PLS. We cannot only rely on YouTube. Once a while, we can turn on YouTube, maybe as a reference once a while, but go to more accurate source of education, like attending workshop. And also, thank you very much for all participants because I believe that some of you're from abroad, from Palestine, from what else? Bahrain, Nigeria, Pakistan. Okay, now you're not in Malaysia, so it's different time zone. So you have to sacrifice.
Different time zone.
Yeah,
Yes.
you have to
4 hours.
sacrifice your precious sleeping time to attend this course. So congratulations because
Dr.
you have made
Yusuf.
it.
Dr. Yusuf. Dr. Yusuf.
Yes, I'm here.
Please, can you allow me on behalf of all participants?
Yes, I will.
To express sincere appreciation.
Yes, Dr. Adekoya, I will. Let me finish first. Okay. Then we want to apologize from organizer side if we have any imitation, and inshallah after this, as promised, we will work on the recorded video and send to you immediately after Yeah. Then next time, if you have proofread and paraphrase for your thesis, you can still come to us, because we also Anur Initiative Resources also provide those service, okay, and also abstract translation to Malay. You can contact us, okay. So thank you again to participants and to my esteemed team, Dr. Salisu, Dr. Rashid, and Dr. Aimin. Thank you again. Yeah. Now I would like to invite Dr. Adekoya to give.
Yes, Doctor, just two requests before the vote of thanks. If it's not in your program, we have been discussing for 2 days. We have hardly seen ourselves. If you intend to take photographs, people will open their video so that we can see the face and the organizers can take photographs from underneath. That could be done. Then I don't know whether you also intend to give us certificates. So those who may be able to make arrangement to collect physical certificate will contact you. If you have to do it online, we'll be expecting certificate of attendance. Having said those two, what I mean, this is my face. If all of us open up like this, you can take a photograph of the 13 participants at this program, and then that will be for the records. But if people don't want their photographs taken, I close my camera. But on behalf of everybody that has participated here, we want to
Turn on your camera. Turn on your camera. I'm with you, doctor. I also want photo.
Okay. So we want to appreciate the organizers for putting this together and for getting the best. We have enjoyed Dr. Salis for 2 days. We will come back for more when the opportunity is right. We want to appreciate you for not being selfish, for sharing knowledge, and from helping, because you can never tell how many people we will also be able to help. There will be a multiplier effect. We are very, very grateful. We have enjoyed every moment of the lecture, and we thank you very much. And we pray that this year, 2021, will be a year of blessing for all of us. We thank God for what has happened. We are very grateful to be here. And let me just say thank you very much so that I don't spoil it. And the rest is a request for photograph.
No. Doctor, you did not spoil anything. Even you contribute into the joyness, during all this. Yeah, you were so active. I really appreciate, Doctor.
Thank you.
Okay, so maybe we wait for that. Okay, that's great. A lot of people are.
Okay, thank you very much. I'm also available. This is Abu Bakar from Brunei.
Okay.
Brunei.
Yeah.
Right.
That's great.
I'm here at UDD.
You have to wear face mask.
Okay. So, okay, Dr. Aziza, can you snap us, or we?
In short.
Yeah. Wait. Okay, I do have my own one.
Okay, then short screen and take
Dr. Maison, Dr. Omar.
Yes, I'm with you, but I cannot. I'm sorry, I'm not prepared. Even I, you know what? I took day off today. I have work, but I took this day as day off, so I'm not prepared only. So, but I highly congratulate you for this amazing information, knowledge that you provide with us. And of course, I'm outside Malaysia, and the different zones between Malaysia and here 4 hours. So it was dawn. I prayed the Fajr and I attended. Yeah, it was dawn when when Dr. Salis started his lecture. It was actually. I'm a teacher. Look, I'm a teacher. I'm a lecturer, university lecturer. I'm applying for my PhD, and I know, because I am a teacher, I know who is the real instructor. Teacher can approach the information, can bridge the gap between students and him, and can
Let me help
not
you.
to speak from, yes, a real lecturer, a real instructor, those who can, who will let their students understand and will start with them from the scratch, actually, not underestimate them or how deal with them as they have some knowledge. The great teacher, when they deal with his teacher or with her teacher, even they have some knowledge, they are dealing with them as though they don't have any knowledge, and provide them with thorough knowledge, with deep knowledge, and they are not miser. They are always generous in giving information. And I believe that Dr. Salas, he's some kind of this teacher, lecturer, instructor, that he's generous in his with his information. So thank you very much. I'm very, very grateful to your efforts in briefing and simplifying this big issue, actually, because as I told you before, this is the first time that I'm dealing with deep analysis of PLS. I always heard about PLS and all these analysis, but now, at least now I know I have some basic about them, and I do believe that you are going to arrange more, inshallah, a session like this in order to attend it.
Inshallah. Thank you so much.
Dr.
So,
Salusi,
okay.
thank you very much.
Okay,
Thank you
thank
for
you.
super
Okay,
wonderful
inshallah.
session.
So I am
We
taking the
appreciate a lot.
I am taking the picture now. 1, 2, 3. Yes.
Okay, sorry, I laughed. Do it again.
You're out already. So we want to see your smile. Okay, thank you. 1,
All right.
2, 3. Okay, one more. 1, 2, 3.
Good.
Okay, that's great. So
Thank you.
See
Thank
you
you
some
very
other
much.
time.
Thank you.
Assalamu alaikum.
Bye.
Okay.
Good.
Bye, I mean.
Bye,
Bye.
doctor.
Bye, everyone. See you some other times.
Thank you.
Assalamualaikum.
Okay, hello, please.
Walaikum
Yeah,
assalam.
okay.
Regarding, I'm sorry, I want to say regarding the certificate, we will send you all your certificate to your email as soon as possible, inshallah.
Okay.
Yeah, please, story, we didn't even mention about it, but it was in our mind. It escapes our mind anyway. We will send it as soon as possible, inshallah.
Okay,
Yeah,
inshallah.
thank you so much for your time. Assalamu alaikum.
Okay, thank you very much for everything.
All right.
That's all.
Assalamualaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam.
Waalaikumsalam.